I'd rather invest in some real estate, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, wait, can you repeat that again, man? You're up and coming artist. What did you say you want to do?
I say invest in some assets as opposed to trick off my money on some liabilities like diamonds.
Even before fame, this aspiring star had a plan for his fortune.
You're trying to get land.
Exactly, homie. A real asset. Take care of my peoples, because, you know, it look good, but at the end of the day, you losing value.
He was just 20 years old in this interview with Hard Knock TV. Over the next decade, he'd become a beacon of hope in South Central L.A., a Grammy-nominated artist, a father, an entrepreneur, an advocate. His name, Nipsey Hussle. But just as his dreams were really coming true, this past Sunday, he was shot dead in broad daylight in the middle of the community that he'd poured his heart and soul into.
He was the neighborhood prince. He brought a lot of hope and change to the community.
You might as well call him the president of the hood then, Barack Obama of the streets.
It was so much more he could have did. He was only 33 years old.
He seemed to walk a fine line between the hood and a hope for a new world. Rising out of poverty and violence, making it big, as documented in this Midas Touch video.
Nip did more than his own thing. Nip took care of the poor people around here, the homeless. He took one homeless dude off the streets,
hop your ass in with me,
and put him in his Rolls Royce and pushed the shopping cart away and took him and bought him jewelry and got him haircuts and put him on his feet. Nipsey was nothing short of a servant to the people. They told him the problem, and then he took it to the powers that be that the other people didn't have access to.
So is he a bridge?
He's the architect of the bridge.
Born Ermias Ashkadom, he started out selling mixtapes from his car trunk. He famously sold CDs for $100, empowering his indie label All Money In. Finding success in music, teaming his independent label with Atlantic Records.
Nipsey could have went Hollywood, made some money, and just left all this alone. All the stuff we did was so he wouldn't have to die like this, you know. He died trying to save less fortunate people.
Many of his anthems, including the title track on his album Victory Lap.
Every few shows, I just buy some new gold. Circle got smaller, everybody can't go.
Speak to the disparity between the life he was living and the life he came from. Hussle was all in, committed to ridding the streets of the same violence that ensnared him as a youth. He admitted to being a member of a gang and even spent time behind bars. Hussle began buying up space in this strip mall on Crenshaw Boulevard and Slauson Avenue, combining his street cred with his business savvy, transforming the block.
He was attempting to make a statement about how life should be and how it should be elevated.
One of the #1 things that Nipsey did that was positive, in my opinion, was he started something in the community with nothing. And then he gave out shoes. He buried kids whose parents couldn't afford it. You had people from all walks of life, from different countries, coming to visit our community and made it safe for them.
A visionary, he built an inner city empire. The crown jewel of his ventures, the Marathon Clothing Company.
You know, it was a higher purpose, I believe, for what we're doing over here. It wasn't to get in trouble with the police. It wasn't to be a menace to the area. It wasn't to, you know, continue a tradition of self-destruction. It was to build.
He talked about it in the Marathon Clothing documentary in the days leading up to the grand opening of his flagship store.
He gave back to the community. When I was coming up, we looked up to the gang members hanging out on the corner. Now, the gang members, we go to work every day. Now our kids watch us go to work. So Nipsey changed the cycle.
Then 3 days ago, just outside the Marathon, the very place where hope was born for so many, a gunman ended Nipsey Hussle's life with a shot to the head.
He loved his community. He was encouraging them and empowering them to be more, to do more with their lives.
We lost a big part of South L.A. yesterday, really the world.
He wasn't supposed to go out like that. This wasn't a part of the plan. But it's according to God's plan.
He called for peace. He called for justice. We're calling upon whoever killed Nipsey to turn yourself in.
After a 2-day manhunt, police arrested 29-year-old Eric Holder without incident. Witnesses said he was known in the neighborhood.
It was a guy that we knew.
From the neighborhood?
Yeah, from the neighborhood.
Mr. Holder walked up on multiple occasions and engaged in a conversation with Nipsey, subsequently came back armed with a handgun, striking and killing Nipsey Hussle.
Police say the murder was not a gang fight, but some kind of personal dispute.
There he is. There he is.
On Monday, Hussle was set to meet with the LAPD to discuss ways to combat gang violence. Despite his absence, police carried on with the meeting.
Nipsey's death has sent shockwaves across this city and across this globe.
With an international fan base still grieving, some of his biggest supporters include celebrities like Rihanna, John Legend, and the NBA's Steph Curry paying tribute.
Obviously, send prayers to his family, his community.
Actress Lauren London, the love of Hussle's life and mother of his child, writing on Instagram, "I am completely lost. I've lost my best friend. We are lost without you, babe. I have no words." Hussle's death was the 11th murder in South L.A. in the past week, despite homicide rates that have steadily declined.
We have to preach nonviolence. We have to act that out.
And I would say to anybody out there, too, the absolute worst way to pay back Nipsey's loss, somebody we lost to the hands of violence, is with more violence.
He was struggling to make a positive difference. Fortunately, he had the strength to try to push forward and do some good things.
Who could you compare Nipsey to? Of anybody dead or alive in history, who would you compare him to?
He's incomparable. There's no comparison. It's mathematically, emphatically impossible to compare him. There's a template that's been set because, see, they killed Nipsey, but you can't kill the idea.
He would tell y'all to keep striving, do what you do. Strive and don't stop, you know, keep going. Keep, you know, whatever it is, be the best at whatever you do. Don't stop. Just don't lose hope.
Hi everyone, George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel, and don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.